All right, good morning to you. This is the Wednesday, December the 28th edition of the Carolina Weather Video, and I'm going to talk about a wide array of things here in today's edition of the video, so let's get right into it. Let's begin with a peek at our Greensboro Tower camera this morning. Quiet, cool conditions out there up in the mountains, colder air spilling through the mountains and down into the Piedmont. There's a look at the Beach Mountain Parkway cam courtesy of resortcams.com. The temperature there is down to 30. And looking at the ski resort area information, some colder air helping things out, getting back into some snowmaking temperatures, and there will be, I think, a decent shot of some mountain snow behind our next big cold front, which I'll show you more of the potential mountain snow amounts coming up in just a moment. And we'll take another look at a camera this morning. This will be down in Charlotte. See, that is where South Boulevard comes up and connects up there toward Uptown in the 277 corridor early this morning during the 5 o'clock hour. Temperature 43 at that point in time in Charlotte. What a mild day yesterday. 60s and 70s and a lot of the Piedmont and coastal plain across the region yesterday, specifically up to 72 in Burlington, the Triad viewing area, 68 in Greensboro and Lexington, 70 in Albemarle. Charlotte officially topping out at 69, 72 in Gastonia and Wadesboro yesterday. Rock Hill 71. Very, very warm late December day. Now, temperatures still above average today, but not as warm as yesterday. These are temperatures during the 5 a.m. hour. Pretty easy to pick up a cold front. You can see the cooler air spilling in behind it. You look down in Alabama, where Montgomery is at 64, but up Interstate 65 in Huntsville, it's only 40 degrees there. And so definitely a temperature contrast with that front, and a lot of cooler, pretty cold air spilling across the eastern part of the country. Now, radar quiet over most of the southeast for the time being, but watch the high resolution modeling here. Notice this rain and thunderstorm activity breaking out over the lower Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee Valley later today. That'll get into the Carolinas later tonight. So it is a quick hitting active weather pattern. Sunshine today, but notice the clouds quickly fill in tonight. And I think by, say, the pre dawn hours, showers, even a few rumbles of thunder working through the region, and then they'll be gone by probably mid-morning tomorrow, or at least over the I-85 corridor region. Highs today still above average, but not as warm as yesterday. And then we look ahead to tomorrow. Again, those showers exit quickly off into the Atlantic Ocean. Breezy afternoon conditions as cold air advection begins to take place. Now, rain amounts not huge with this system. There could be some folks that pick up a third to a half of an inch down along the South and North Carolina border region, but I think most of us probably a third of an inch or less. Highs tomorrow still relatively mild, but again, the breezes kick up in the afternoon as colder air begins to arrive, and by the time Friday gets here, notice some mountain snow. And that cold air in place. We're talking high temperatures Friday like that across the region, and then lows Friday night into Saturday morning, quite cold around the region. Let me talk about that mountain snow potential. This will be one of those upslope snow events. Well, not sure where our data went here. Let me see if I can get that back. There we go. One of those upslope snow events, rather, for the northwest facing slopes, I think could pick up 3 to 6 inches of snow. And again, this will be Thursday night and into the day on Friday, even maybe as early as tomorrow afternoon in some mountain spots. Now, let me get into some of the more long range ideas as well as, again, the potential I'm watching for any potential winter mischief as well. So, first of all, upper air chart, 500 millibars from the European model today. Here's that next big trough plunging southeast. There it is moving through the region tomorrow. And then the longer term, there's our Monday system, which I'll show you more on in just a second. And then in even the longer term here, this is out at next Friday, so the 6th of January. And again, I think that period from the 6th through the 9th to the 10th needs to be watched for potential winter weather fun and games across parts of the southeast or the mid-Atlantic region. Let me show you on the European model here the 5,000-foot temperatures, and by the time we get to Wednesday night and Thursday of next week, that's a lot of really cold air in Canada and the northern tier of the country, and it just kind of bleeds southeastward later on next week, and by Friday, the European has us in that colder air, and the GFS is actually even colder by Friday of next week. As again, this cold air is going to be reckoned with, I think, as you get the coldest air in the northern hemisphere on our side of the globe, and that's going to kind of bleed southward with time. Uh, and again, I'll show you more on the specific storm system threat here in just a moment. Let me show you the Canadian ensemble mean. I love this tool during the wintertime. This is early next week where you have that warm air ahead of that next big plunge of colder air. And then again, the core of the cold kind of centered to the west on the Canadian by next Friday. But this is not a bad position to be in for parts of the upper southeast if you're looking for winter weather threats. Kind of on the fringe of this Arctic boundary with some potential for waves to ride along it. So let me show you what we're looking at here. All right, I'll just start off with the Canadian. So there we are with your rain moving in on that next system Sunday. So some rain shower possibilities with us on New Year's Day, and it certainly looks very wet for Monday. Kind of a cool, rainy scenario. Cold air damming looking like it'll be evident and in place across the region. Could even be a lingering shower or two into Tuesday and Tuesday night. But let's go out to Wednesday night of next week. And again, you're going to get different timing on different models with this. The Canadian wants to plunge the much colder in here by Thursday or so. GFS is similar. It's a little slower on the European. So here's the Canadian. I'm sorry, the GFS. I'll get it right. That was the Canadian. Here's the GFS. Today we're quiet. Tonight there's that next round of showers rolling into the region. We get out into tomorrow afternoon. The showers are exiting, and the snow begins to kick into gear in the mountains. There's the mountain snow, and there's the GFS snow totals tomorrow night into Friday. All right, thereafter, Saturday, let me get that chart back. Saturday, we're dry. Maybe a little bit of light snow by late in the day up in the parts of the mountain areas, but the Piedmont dry Saturday, and then by Sunday, the chance for some showers with us for New Year's Day. And certainly Monday looking quite wet around the region. Maybe a lingering shower Tuesday, but that first system is gone. And then again, here on the GFS, it's Wednesday that next Arctic front arrives, so it brings some showers to us Wednesday. And then following that system, as you get waves along the front, this was the 0Z run of the GFS. This is valid next Sunday, so we're talking the 8th of January. And again, I've been highlighting this period from the 6th through the 10th to get some potential winter mischief somewhere across the southeast. There's the latest run of the GFS showing that scenario. Now let me kind of show you what the European model has done here. And it is a little earlier with that system. So it actually brings it in here on Friday, late next week. But it too tries to produce some wintry precip in the upper southeast. And so, again, nothing really specific yet. But I think when you're looking at this really cold air plunging southward, and potential for waves to ride along that Arctic boundary, that's not a terrible setup at all to get some winter weather potential. And so again, I'm going to continue to highlight the period at the end of next week into the following weekend for the potential to kind of keep an eye on in that time period for some maybe winter weather fun and games somewhere around the region. At this point, it is just potential. I'm looking deep into the crystal ball here to kind of give you a shot of what I'm thinking, but that's the period to watch initially. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.